Hello everybody, Rob Brynick here. Today I wanted to talk about fueling our bodies. So if you're catching this video live, go in and let me know where you're watching from. If you're catching the replay, let me know down below in the comments where you're watching from. I'll connect with you later. But today we listened to a podcast, Shawn Stevenson's podcast, and he had Dr. William Li on. And they were talking about the body and how we can properly support our bodies. And I had a friend who recently he put the wrong type of fuel in a truck. All right, it was a diesel truck. He put gas in it, and when that gas got into that truck and he was going down the road, it didn't start to run right, because it was the wrong type of fuel, right? And there are a lot of things in our environment and in processed food that are not good for our bodies, that aren't meant for our bodies, and really create a lot of strain. Well, Dr. William Li, we also have one of his books here at our house. It's Eat to Beat Disease, and it's fascinating. I haven't read all of this, but I'm gonna dive into it, and it shows how to integrate foods that into your diet to activate your body's natural defense systems. So it's not about foods to avoid, but rather a life-changing guide to healing foods that support the body systems. And he focused on 5 different systems: angiogenesis, regeneration, microbiome, DNA protection, and immunity, which those things have to do with fighting cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular, neurodegenerative, and autoimmune diseases and other debilitating conditions. So in the podcast, it's number 470 on Shawn Stevens' podcast. It was interesting because he was talking about how people that have been supporting their health different ways and having different diets may be more or less susceptible to to catching or having symptoms from COVID. And the fact that we are like walking through clouds of viruses, everywhere we go, it's not something that's uncommon, but how, as a scientist, Dr. Li is just, studying to see all these crazy things that are happening. But one thing that he was saying is that, by incorporating a healthy lifestyle and the right type of foods into your diet, that you're going to have a more robust and resilient body and immune system, because he feels that novel viruses are going to be something that we're going to see more of in the future, not less. So the better that we can support our bodies and use foods that are just very regenerative for the body and immune supporting, the better. So I just wanted to kind of put that word out there. Go check out podcast 470 on the Model Health Show by Shawn Stevenson. I think you'll find it interesting. Something that if you are looking for ways to support your body and make a shift in how you eat, there's 3 things that I always recommend. The easiest thing to do first is to start drinking clean water. So make sure that you're filtering your water so you're not taking in chlorine, fluoride, heavy metals, pesticides, endocrine disruptors. That's an easy first shift to make. And a second one is to eat as much whole foods as possible. And if you can get foods that are organic, haven't been sprayed with pesticides. So I tell people, think outside the box when it comes to eating. So anything that's not boxed or processed is going to have less unnatural things that should be going into your body, and it'll be taxing your body less. And then the third thing is, look for foods that specifically support your body in the way that you need. I like to use high-level antioxidant foods and superfoods to give my body the support and fortification that it needs. And that's a great way to move in the direction of supporting your health with your diet. You know, and I know when I made the shift, you start to taste, like if you eat something that's processed, you can taste the preservatives and the chemicals in it. It's the strangest thing, but your taste buds will change and shift. So make sure you're putting good stuff in your body. The better things we put in our minds and in our body, the better results we get. So thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate all the likes and shares. I'll be talking with you guys soon.